Business with a servant's heart. Welcome to the podcast. Inspiration, motivation takes. Listen to the podcast. We're all about to talk about life. Our guests will share their life story. We want you to success in life and business. We're ready and we will start shortly. We're gonna talk about life. We're going to speak on business. You're gonna shine bright. We are going to witness. Business with a servant's heart. With hosts Steve, Ramona, and Ray. Inspiration, education talks. Listen to the podcast. Steve, Ramona.
Welcome, everyone, to Doing Business with a Servant's Heart podcast. I'm your host, Steve Ramona. I am excited as all get out to have you join us today because I truly have a really good friend of mine on here today. It's going to talk about some things that's going to blow you away. We dedicate this podcast to explore the idea of doing business and living life with a servant's heart. When you do that, you can truly make a difference. And I'll tell you, like my guest is doing, when you make a difference, not only does it feel good, but you grow. And that's what we all want to do is grow our businesses, grow our life. We also dedicated and created this show to inspire you, educate you, and motivate you to make an impact in your world. Again, that ties to the servant's heart. You make that impact, create the impact, and great things will happen. And while you're listening to my incredible guest, I want you to think about how you're going to serve yourself and serve others today and what impact you'll create today. Because with that impact and with that service, it'll change your life as well. And you know what? I've been doing it for 18 months and my life has completely changed. We won't get into that because talking about a servant's heart, my guest is going to talk about that. And today's episode is proudly sponsored by our incredible partner, Pygon Alliance. Imagine being part of an exclusive community of high income, successful business owners and entrepreneurs from very diverse industries. They are together building a thought leader platform to impact and change the world. If you'd like to be part of the Pygon Alliance or learn more, just reach out to me. I'll get you all the information. But just look this up. This is part 2 with my guest. Back September of 2023, we did an incredible podcast, tons of views, because what he's done is simplified your day in business and in life and how to make it easier. I'm so excited to welcome Dave to our show.
Steve, thanks. Dave. If anyone's got a servant heart, bigger than yours, I'd love to meet them. They'd be amazing to talk to because no one better than you in that. So thanks for leading all of us out here.
Amen. Thank you so much. I want to talk about the Win the 16. We've talked about it. I know things that happen. You actually have an update, a second book you're working on. What is the Win the 16 book all about? Yeah,
Steve. So I think I jokingly told you this when we first met, years ago. I went to my attorney and said, hey, I want to follow what Mark Twain said. He said, write what you know. I want to write win your day, win the 24. He laughed. He goes, I don't even need to check, Dave. That's been trademarked, copyrighted, whatever you want to call it. You got to think of something else. So I went back to the lab and I came up with, I'm into health. I'm into fitness. I'm into all that stuff because to be your best self, that does play a role in it. I mean, when I sleep better, I feel better. And if I feel better, I'm more patient. I'm a better innovator, communicator, listener. The things I put in my body, when I do good things, I feel better. So I came up with Win the 16. That's 16 waking hours to be your best self. And 8 hours, most healthcare providers will tell you, somewhere between that 7 and 9 mark is what you should get in sleep. And everyone listening out there, trust me, I know the successful people that listen to your show, Steve, you're like, there are days I can only get 5 if I'm lucky. I hear you. Again, it's aspirational. We all just got to be reminded that when we can get that opportunity to get to sleep. I read it in a journal the other day. I didn't share this last time. And the gentleman said it best. He goes, we all should desire to be a professional sleeper.
Love that.
Go to bed at night. Get ready to bed at night to be the best possible sleeper you can be. I thought that was awesome.
You've had this book for a while. Win the 16. You have a story or two of people that have read your book and followed your advice and the success they're having?
Oh, sure. It's so humbling, Steve, right? I'm a Chicago South Side Catholic. I'm no better than anyone listening. Grew up in a modest place, top of a two-story building with my mother and two brothers. She raised us on her own. And to think that now I have a book out there that people read and not only read it, but then they're like, hey, I'll be at the gym, I'll be at a book signing, I'll be working with a company. And they're like, hey, I got my own challenge now that I'm doing to become mentally stronger and build better habits so I can be my best self. Whether it's work, they'll give me an example. Someone told me, said, hey, you know what I'm doing? I don't any longer running to check email first thing in the morning. I knock off a couple of major priorities of the day first. Then I'll dive into that stuff. I had somebody else tell me, it was funny. My husband and I now started walking every morning. We got up 15 minutes early and we walked for 15 minutes. And she said, she's a high level executive. She goes, Dave, we feel like we've been training for a triathlon or a marathon. We feel so good about ourselves right out of the gate by just doing that walk. And I said, you should. That's a great accomplishment. So everybody listening, Win the 16 is about developing the program that's best for you. I just give you the model, the tips, some ideas to get you thinking to figure what's best for you. You don't have to do my challenges that I'm doing, no, because your goals are different than mine. What motivates you are different. What I do is I share some of the hard stuff, like how do we create these habits? It's January 1st is the best example. People go like, you know what, I'm going to attack the business world this year. I'm going to do this, or I'm going to do something personally for myself. I'm going to read more maybe, or I'm going to exercise more. But they fail to put the proper habits and steps in place to get there. So a month later, they're already off track. Also, part of it is not taking a bite of something that's too big for you to chew out of the gate. Give you an example. A lot of times people come to me like, all right, Dave, like, how do I balance this work, life, personal, being healthy? I haven't been as healthy as I need to be. What would you recommend? I go, first thing, 16 ounces of water by your bed every night. Fast, simple. You give total control over that. If you're traveling, start drinking water. 23 straight days, not 22. Start taking care of that part of your body first and then move on. Little steps, Steve.
And I love the story of this executive. Only
Yeah,
15 minutes a day. You didn't tell
that's
him to
it.
do an hour, didn't do 40. What are you
No.
comfortable doing? That's a great lesson, audience, because the people go, I want to make 100 million. They've made 1 million this year. Okay, 2025, I want to make 100 million.
Right.
Yeah, there's a possibility you could do that, but really, is it feasible? Maybe going to 5 million, right?
Absolutely. You know what I like to say, Steve, is you're an overachiever. Everybody who doesn't know Steve Romano, he's an overachiever. Okay. That's who he is. And I will tell you, I like this. I like to have two goals. I like to have the goal that is absolutely achievable. I didn't say an easy. I'm an ex-college basketball player, so I didn't say a layup. An aggressive, tough goal, but if I put the habits in place, I build the right plan, and I commit to having the discipline to do it, I can do this. I then like to have my stretch goal. What is it going to be where if things go well, I really grow, I really move forward, I, I might be able to get to this next level. And I think when people do that, they're more likely to succeed and keep going. Get your basic goal. And when I say basic, I didn't say easy. And then have that stretch one, Steve.
Yeah, I like that. That's so powerful. You speak around the country. We were talking about before the show. Why? Because when I talk to you, you get so excited about speaking. What gets you so excited about that?
Oh, wow. First of all, let's go back to my upbringing again. I'm a Chicago South Side Catholic. Not, and I don't mean self-deprecating, but I'm just blessed to be doing what I'm doing. I was so lucky to work with some amazing companies, ADP, Alcon, Novartis, out of college for 20, almost, well, actually 30 years, those three companies. That's where I spent all my time. They taught me so many things about leadership. I am now just sharing all the things that I've learned and I've experienced with others, and I'm getting paid to do it, which is so cool because I am a capitalist, and it's helping. I mean, we are making a difference. Little things. You take your team, for instance, and you have a national sales meeting or a regional sales meeting, and they're gone from their family. Okay, so this mom is gone for 3, 4 days, whatever it might be, Steve, and you're the boss taking her away from her family. Uh, you send that husband a little note in the mail, handwritten. Maybe throw a $10, $20 Starbucks card in there. Maybe not. Maybe you don't even have to do that. Just saying, hey, Bill, thanks for the support you're giving Carol while she's with us at the meeting. I don't want you to think we take that for granted. I really appreciate it. Thanks, Dave or Steve. Little tips like that. You do that with your employees, significant
Hmm.
other. Let me tell you who's supporting you back home when you get there, instead of being like, you've been gone all week. And now,
That's awesome.
Carol, you'll be one of the first people that probably have ever done that. For those of you leaders that do it out there, good for you. I'm so happy that
Yeah.
you do that. You're changing people's lives because now Carol is probably having different type of dialogue when she calls home at night to check in.
Yeah. And you're seeing the family. You're not just seeing Debbie, the employee, like, okay, come this 3, 4 days to learn how to sell more and make more money for the company. Hey, we want to thank you. And it's such a little thing. Even if you put a $10, say it's 20 people, that's $200 gift cards. Took you
Yeah.
45 minutes. Your admin does that and does those handwritten cards. Oh my God, that's a great tip.
Well, a lot of us are traveling too. We're on airplanes.
Yeah. Ah,
Yeah, I still am old school. I still carry thank you notes in my bag. I was taught that in my early 20s at ADP to keep it in my glove compartment. The company car was a Ford Taurus, blessed to have one at that time. Well, actually, it was right after ADP. They gave me the idea. And then at Alcon, we had the Ford Taurus. And I would have stamps and thank you notes in the glove compartment. So I'd get out of a really nice client meeting. I'd get it done right there, Steve, on the spot, done. So I didn't forget.
genius. That's
Yeah, simple.
absolute genius because you get it done. But
Correct.
what a way to, you're having a bad day, write somebody a note thanking them. It's huge.
Oh, yeah. And that's another thing about attitude and mindset. I win the 16 and a lot of my trainings, whether it's with leaders, individual contributors, about winning your day, it's about having the right mindset, not just a positive mindset and not just having a growth mindset, but having a neutral mindset. When things get really hard, Steve, I know you've been in some, major business deals lately. Some of those days are amazing, and other days in talking to you, I know
Yeah.
it can be quite challenging, right? You laugh, uh, but you present yourself that every day is rosy. And I know, my friend in California, it's not for you, but you have a great ability to take your positive mindset. And when it gets negative for a second, you have a great way to get out of it and get to neutral. And I think a lot of people misconstrue guys like you and I. We don't just live in positive mindset 24/7. But what we do a good job of is when we do get negative, we don't stay there long. We'll take ourselves and get to that neutral mindset where we can say, okay, what can we control? What can't we control? How do we rectify this? How do we move forward? And we do that in a neutral mindset. Not necessarily are we going back to, yes, I just lost that deal. I'm positive and I feel incredible.
When we did the podcast, an audience, this is real life now, real life. September of 2023, we talked about in the podcast. And I took and ran with it. I've had my
Yeah.
best 2 years of my life. And that's not the whole thing, but it's a big part of it because it's why you're on the show. A servant's heart, a person that thinks value and service first, for me and you, it's easy. If it's hard for you, it's just a habit that you need to practice, right?
Yeah, absolutely, my friend. And there's two things on this subject. One of them, if I do that next book, this will be in there. And if you're running a meeting for an hour or 2 hours, and part of the meeting is about some challenges, problems that we have going on, whatever they might be. And I think most people are nodding their head. Of course, we all have problems and challenges. I let's and I teach people how to run effective and efficient meetings. One of them is manage them by the minute, and whatever time you say the meeting is, adhere to that. Don't go over. Adhere to that. People will respect you to another degree, because those of us who go over sometimes behind our back, our teams are crushing us. They're crushing us behind our back, and that's not good. We can do better than that. Is this? I call it the 16-minute rule for leaders in running a meeting. 16 minutes, get it on the table, everybody. What are all the uncontrollables? We can't control the government in Mexico if we're dealing with a deal down there. Absolutely. We can't control the inflation right now. Absolutely. 16 minutes, go. Let's get them on the board. When 16 minutes hit, okay, now the rest of the meeting, it's all about what we control and what we can do. And what it does is it sends a mindset to the whole team of, okay, I got it out there. I communicate to the big execs or director, whoever you are. I feel good. It's out there. And now I can move forward. The other thing it does is what people will find, it doesn't have to be 16 minutes. I do that to play off the win the 16. Everything's about 16. You can do whatever you feel fits for your world. That's why I chose to do that, everybody. But what you'll find is they won't do it for 16 minutes anymore. They'll cut it because they get it. These are smart people you have on your teams. They see what you're doing. You're trying to get them to minimize the amount of time they talk about in the uncontrollables. So you'll find.
Go ahead.
You might even find them go, Sarah, we're good. We're ready to just jump into solutions and controllables. That's really right. You do that enough, they got the playbook. And there might be something they really want to get off their chest. They'll get it off, and then you'll get into it. So it's really, really cool. And for the individuals out there listening, I have one for you too. That's the 160-second one. And what that is you've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds to talk in your head, in the car. I don't know about everyone else, but I'm a huge self-talker, and my brain likes to talk to the other side of my brain. And you get that time too to talk about uncontrollables. 2 minutes and 40 seconds. When that's over, you are now into the controllable world, and that's it. No negotiating. Chris Voss said it best in his book. Never split the difference. Never negotiate with self. That's Chris Voss. His book, Never Split the Difference, is wonderful. How to negotiate life, not just deals. He's a hostage. He made himself famous becoming an incredible hostage negotiator.
Yeah, and you got to listen to a guy like that because his business is life or death.
Oh yeah. I had the pleasure to sit through his course, his all-day course, and phenomenal.
Yeah,
Phenomenal.
I can imagine. And the other thing that you're bringing up with the 160 or the 16 minutes is everybody talks about time as an asset. It is. You want to make your time. You just maximize that time by making it efficient. Let's jump in 10 minutes. You say we got, and you're probably saying put a clock up there on the meeting or have somebody on their phone. Okay, start the 60-minute timer. That's all we have. Once it hits 0, we're done. And if we're done early, turn the timer off and start getting into it.
Oh, yeah.
That's powerful.
You want to do a favor for your employees? Tell them a meeting's for an hour and you cut 5 minutes, 10 minutes early. Oh. It's like you gave them $100. When I used to run meetings, when I was with big corporate America, and especially on Fridays, Steve, everyone's thinking one thing, or no, a couple things. How bad is the traffic to the airport? Is my flight on time? And how is the weather where I'm at and where I'm going? That's really what they're thinking about if you're letting them out at 12 o'clock and it's 11 o'clock. And I know some of my leaders out there, I know you got a lot on your plates. I get it. You have my full empathy. You really do. But by 11 o'clock on Friday, I'm just not so sure how much more our people can take. Our return on our investment, I think, is very low by then. I think by then, if we haven't knocked out our priorities and we're just adding on, I think I was getting more value by being a good guy and trying to create some work-life harmony. I don't use balance anymore because I don't really believe in that. I don't think Steve Romano is balance. What I think we need to do for Steve Romano, though, is create harmony. So when you kill it for 3 days, Steve, well, how can we make it a harmonious week for you? Or maybe it's a bad 2 weeks for you and you're traveling all over. And okay, we got to think about this. How do we make this a little bit more harmonious for you right now? Because right now you're not there. You are all work. we got to figure this out. And I think that's a better word when I talk to people is how do we make it harmonious with work?
Yeah, I love that. I just lived that Friday. I flew back Friday and I looked at the weather in San Jose. I was coming from Utah.
Yeah.
I looked at my flight, which was delayed an hour and a half.
Yep.
Again, uncontrollable. I just had to deal with it. So I had to be in the airport 5 hours, 6 hours. Okay. And I'm just thinking back, I handled so much better on Friday. And before I met you, I'd be a mess. I'd be pissed, be upset. What's that get me?
Yeah, you know what I always do, and I think we talked about this briefly. Some people call it the rule of three, the power of three, the number
Yeah.
three. I've heard a lot of things out, but it's ask yourself in those situations. And again, I know you're not necessarily going to ask yourself this, but it's something just to contemplate: is whatever's going on or that delay, is it going to be important 3 minutes, 3 hours, 3 days, 3 weeks, 3 months, 3 years from now? Somebody's got diagnosed with cancer. Yeah, that's debilitating, right? But being delayed in an airport for an hour or two, you're not even going to be talking about it 3 days from now,
Yeah.
right?
No, hey,
It's
yeah.
off the radar, and to allow it to bring your spirits, your mindset, your happiness, your harmonious life down. I'm not saying be perfect because I'm not. I am saying, man, if we can minimize those experiences, we'll be happier. And you know what? If I give anyone this, you know what most employees want? General comment here. Somebody could prove me wrong, I'm sure. But most people in the world want this. They want to be successful. Whatever they're doing, non for profit, social worker, teacher, bigwig TV showman, podcaster, entrepreneur, you want to be successful and you want to be happy. If we can deliver that, help our people, or if we're an individual contributor, help our peers, help our family members be successful in whatever they're trying to do. I didn't say do it for them. I said help them some way, somehow. And sometimes that's just listening, as my wife will tell me, and happiness. That's what most of us are looking for, Steve.
I love you
General.
said successful and happiness, because just because you're successful doesn't mean you're happy.
No, you and I both know there's many.
We've learned that. Yeah, we've had stuff in our life that we're privy to that has taught us that. So I'm glad you put those two together, because happiness shouldn't be related to success. They should be a bridge to each other.
Yeah,
Successful and bring happiness with it.
right. And I know some people could say I am a lot of people make things complex by choice. It's who they are. It's the way they think. Good for them. All power to you. I'd rather oversimplify life. Get me to the basics. If I stick with basics just from personal experience, whether it was athletics, business world, academics, when I stick in the world and if I could hone in on being good at the basics, for instance, win the 16, early success there, basic skill, make your bed, drink some water, do some kind of movement, get off to a good start, basic skill set. Basic, right? Anybody can do that if they choose. Basic. We don't all have to try to be Elon Musk sending people to Mars.
No.
We handle the basic. Building rapport with a client or potential client. This is a tip for all the people out there that are dealing with clients. Sometimes we think we have to. I always use this example. Let's talk about the Kansas City Chiefs, who again having another successful football season again. You talk to somebody who's a Kansas City Chief fan, potential client or client, and maybe they want to. They'll talk to about the Chiefs for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. You're not being a bad person by cutting that down to 10. I can make an argument that extra 10 or 15 minutes, you're just wasting time. You don't need it. They don't need it. You did enough to build the rapport. You got them excited on a topic they really like. You're connected. You're talking Mahomes with them. You're talking Kelsey, Taylor Swift, got it, all of it. The sea of red at their stadium. But sometimes we allow that because we think that's going to help us with the client. And I'm making an argument. How many times is some of you listened out there where you're dealing with an executive or a client or a manager or an employee or whatever, and the clock runs out on you. It's a missed opportunity. And you're saying time was the problem. Win the 16 guy would say, you're the problem. And don't get mad at me.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. We're getting to the end here. Your podcast. I love your podcast. Real quick,
Thanks.
talk about, tell us a little bit about it.
Win the 16 podcast, to keep with the theme about winning your day. I have people on there like Steve Romano who are brilliant, smart, and they make me better and they make everybody else better. I'm one of those guys out there. Maybe I'm giving money away, as my friend Steve would probably tell me off. I don't charge for nothing. I don't make any money off it. I'm just delivering content, getting the message out there to help others and help people. And I have really cool guests on there that are really smart. And we talk about leadership. We talk about just getting better. We have our good friend Shaq was on, Mr. Shackelford in Indianapolis. I know you had him on too. He's a guru in finance to help us all out. So I have just different people on there and what's great about it, these are just regular people, just like you and I, Steve, who are living the same highs and lows in the same challenges. And, we're not Warren Buffett's. We're not Joe Rogan. We're not Tom Brady. We're not David Goggins. We're real people dealing with real problems. Do I buy the ring or do I get AADT for my security system, right? We're living the same kind of lives, and that's what kind of makes it cool.
Amen. And the other thing, audience, why I want you to listen to it is all his guests give habits, how they win the 16. Everybody does it different. You're different, Dave.
Yeah.
And I've learned now, listening to some of your podcasts, that, I haven't listened to Tony's yet, but I forget who I was listening to. He was talking about getting up and, being quiet for the first 10, 15 seconds when you sit down at your desk. This is a while back, an older show. I'm like, I started doing that. I don't pop up my computer. Everything's black. It's 5:15 in the morning. I did this morning. And I just shut my eyes and just stay in a quiet mode. For me, that was a complete game changer. Well, I just had to listen to a 15, 20-minute podcast. Powerful. Yeah. Very powerful. Well, let's end the show with this. Go ahead.
No, that's a great one. Thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah, it was a great podcast. So let's end with a fun question. I didn't do this last year, so it's a new thing that people like. So you've got a reservation in Chicago, one of those famous restaurants. Doesn't matter which one. It's a table of 4. You've reserved. You get, of course, sitting in one chair. And the other 3 chairs, dead or alive, who would you invite? Why would they be invited? And what food would you order?
Oh, food. We would go to Girl and the Goat on Randolph Street in the West Loop, first of all. Small plates, amazing. And if they had it, the blueberry sauced halibut would be on the table for us to share. We'd probably have to get 2 orders of that.
Wow, blueberry. Okay, keep going.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
it's I forgot her name. We go there, just went there for my wife's birthday, Susan's birthday. We love it so much there. It's the woman who won the chef show for the first time. God, I can't believe it.
On Food Network?
One of the first shows, like 10, 12 years ago. She won it. And that was the dish she won it with. It's amazing. I butchered it. My friends at Girl on the Go right now, if they hear me, are going to be just rolling their eyes like, you. So that's what we'd have at the table. My brother, 100%. And I know you don't want to hear that, but he would be there because he's awesome. And I love being around him. And he's so smart. 2, Bruce Springsteen.
The boss.
Yeah, there's no question. He would be there. 3rd, Elon Musk. I mean, I read his book, all about his way he was raised, South Africa and all that. And I just would love to be close to his brain for 30 minutes and just listen to him. Like how he comes up with this. And team listening, whether you like any of the people I mentioned or not, that's not the point of it. I just find it would be fascinating. If you're not a Bruce guy, totally get it. But I would love to know and get into his mindset. How, where, what, why, how did he do this? All that stuff. And then Elon Musk, I would just love to know. And then my brother, why he would need to be there. He's an amazing person to ask questions. he would ask those two some ridiculously brilliant questions that I wouldn't. So that's why he would be there, Steve. That's the real
He'd
reason.
support you. No, I love it. And
He'd ask great questions.
you're the third Elon Musk in the last week, which is rare. I don't usually get the same. And
Yeah,
love him or hate him, that's what we're not talking about. But I think his courage in business. I mean, I'm going to fly a satellite, a spaceship. He did it. Successful or not, doesn't matter. The courage is amazing. So with that being said, since we're at the end here, people are listening. You keep so many incredible tips. You're such an incredible guest. I love having you on. How can they connect with you and support you?
Oh, I would love to talk to anybody. My company, first of all, is called Pygon One Consulting. That's Pygon, and it's spelled with letters. ONE Consulting. I'm social media, LinkedIn, my website. You can find us there. You can reach me on my email, dpygon@pygon1.com. That's DPYGON at Pygon, PYGONONE.com. And I'm out of Chicago, but we've got clients all over the world. And now that video has been amazing, that's a great way to work. And we also travel and we'll go anywhere to see and work with you and help you on your journey and your team's journey and your organization. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, if you're looking for speakers too, reach out to him because I've seen him speak some of his videos. Very powerful. I'll just leave it at that. Couple call to actions. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. And here's why it's something different than most people think is you listen to Dave and you want to listen to him again. It's so much easier. I've probably got 20 YouTube channels I subscribe to. And when I hear something or hear, hey, check out this person, it's easy to find them. You could do a Google search and that works as well. But here's the most important reason. You're talking to somebody, a family, friend, a business partner, and they're having a challenge of winning the 16. They're like, I just don't win days. Send this podcast to them. Say, listen to Dave for about 20 minutes and then, refer him. What a powerful way of connecting people. He can learn his passions, his desires, and what he's all about. And the other thing too is the other call to action, comment on the YouTube channel. If it's a comment for Dave, I'll make sure he gets it. If it's a critique for this podcast, me and Dave want you to have a great podcast. It's not about us, it's about you. If we're not educating you, motivating you, inspiring you, let me know and I'll make those changes. And I've done that and people have reached out. So make sure you do that. And as always, me and Dave want to thank you all for watching or listening to this podcast. We'll see you on the next episode of Doing Business with a Servant's Heart. Have a great day, everyone.